here we are, seasonality. You know, March does change seasons here for us. We actually go into spring as we get into the third week of March. But we spring into a potential seasonality for the stock market? We're going to discuss that here right now. And I also want to look at week by week. And I also want to leave you with potentially a bull and bear to look at here as we head into and look at March seasonality with the money calendar. So the money calendar is a way that we look at, I take a look at, first of all, I take a look at thousands of optional stocks. I bring that down to, if you take a look at optionables, and there's like 3,500 to 4,000 optionable stocks on any given day, we take those optionable stocks and I basically slice those off and only look at the top 10%. I want the ones that everyone's trading, the most popular ones, the ones that have what are called penny options. That means the bids and offers are inside of a nickel. And also look at options that have expiration dates that are weeklies. These are the ones that everyone are looking at and trading. I then take those and I'm only looking for symbols that have had at least 10 years of accuracy, going back and looking, and I look for sweet spots. I look for that 20 to 40 day trade, but I will flip that out and I'll look longer. Sometimes I go out as long as 60 trading days. 60 trading days really puts you at almost a 3-month option when you add in weekends and holidays to that, looking at stock options. From there, I'll look at things like what we see here on the screen, the number of days held. I'll look at things like end date. I'll look at accuracy. Sometimes we actually see 100%ers. I'm going to show you one today. All right. I look at average trade profit because, you could have a 100% winner, but if it only moves 1% during that time frame, what does that get you? It doesn't get you much. And then finally, what I'm doing is I want to make the money calendar. The money calendar, when we started off looking at it, was more static, meaning take a look at 10 years and then give me the winners and give me the average over the last 10 years. That's a static move. All right. I want to take that and make it more dynamic. And by looking at what we call power meter, which is looking at trending patterns, meaning I want to see what's going on and add more validity to the pattern now than what was happening 8, 9, 10 years ago. And so by looking at the power meter, we're looking at trends that increase, profits that increase over time. Okay. So here's what I did coming into March. We're going to look at 4 different patterns here. And I got a lot of stocks on here. I'm going to share 2 of them with you here, but I really want to share with you. I want you to keep your eyes on the colors. Okay? Because remember, when we looked at that March calendar just a few images back, that thing looked all green. Why is there red on the screen, Tom? Because when I resort everything, and I resort it by which ones have the best patterns coming in, this is what I see right now. There's a lot of opportunity. But when I resort by power meter, when I resort by trends that are happening right now, at the top of the screen, there's more bears than bulls coming into the first week of March. Now, look, check this out. Second week of March, it changes. A little more green comes on the screen. Now it's a mixed bag of about almost 50-50, maybe a little bit more to the green side. That's for next week. Then I go into the third week of March. And now we turn into more green. This is coming into the week of the 18th. You see much, much more green. Okay? Fourth week. Only 2 reds on the screen. Everything else is green. Okay? I wanted to show you that because it's not about just looking at that month and saying, oh, it's going to be a green month month long. No. When we resort, when we rescan, when we look at things by what has the best trends, that monthly calendar is just a first shot barometer of all of the popular stocks. But when I research it to see which ones have the best trading opportunities, it's going to really dial it down for me. So I immediately know that the first part of March right now is a little bit tilted to the bearish side. Then it gets mixed. Then it gets, the last 2 weeks, we start to really lean into the bull side when we look at those long-term patterns. So I got two of them here I want to share with you right now. So EQT is a natural gas company, and that one is showing a bullish opportunity coming into this week. And it, we had to, and what I did was, remember I talk about the higher volatility is the longer time frame I want to go and look at. So I actually pushed this out to 60 days. And that's what EQT is saying, is that it's a longer term pattern. If you want to get through this first week or two of bearishness, the first week or two of potential volatility, then look farther out. And EQT is showing a 60-day trade. And it's also showing some really high numbers for average percent return. When I look deeper into that, though, 1 year was a big year. I would cut that in half, and I see about a 15% return going out to the end of May for EQT. That's still a nice move. Also, for the end of the day, I'm looking at Warner Brothers Discovery. That looks like a bearish calendar heading out and has about a 15% return too. So we have a bullish opportunity that moves 50% up, and a bearish opportunity is typically move 15% down. If I had to take one instead of the two, if I analyze both of these on a chart, what do they look like? This is EQT, definitely has those higher highs and those lower highs as we see on the chart, right? With the stock trading just below 50 and looking at potentially that move upwards of around 60. So we head into summer or into the end of May. Here's Warner Brothers. This is an interesting issue here. If the money counter is saying seasonally it likes to move lower in the months of March and April, why is the chart moving higher? And again, this is where you got to, look at some other factors. Is the chart possibly going to move higher? Trend is up. I look at this area right here below 15 or below 13, excuse me, and I see that as an area that could be a really good resistance area. So if I were to look at going bearish on Warner Brothers, I'd use that as a stop. So overall, when I take a look at this particular area, when I take a look at the money counter for March overall looks bullish. But when you look at the best of the best, we start like a lamb. We end like a lion. Okay? Bulls start to tilt hard in the back half of this month. If I were to take something today, I would probably lean bullish but go longer term, like we discussed with something like an EQT or something in the energy markets, because the energy markets are a longer cycle, right? A 5-month cycle. So look for things that are shorter in the longer term. And if you're an option trader, look at the volatility for those 30 to 60-day options before potentially buying. And it might make sense to look at spreads, all right, instead of just call buying if you're bullish, because we are coming off some high volatility. And I expect volatility is going to stick around for at least the first couple weeks of March.